All right. In the meantime, the president's placing calls on tax reform today. Of course, there's a battle in the Senate, as you know. Alaska Republican Senator Eliza Collins, unlike Susan Collins of Maine, would be open to a measure that would repeal the Obamacare mandate, the requirement that most people have to have health insurance. So that's a bit of an anomaly here. Normally, those two are in sync on things, not on this. To USA Today congressional reporter Eliza Collins on where this is all taking Republicans and whether they can limit it to just 2 no votes. That's what it would be, right? They have to keep it limited to that, will they?
They do. They have to keep it limited to that, and that is including a tiebreaker from Vice President Mike Pence.
Right.
They cannot go over 2. And currently we're seeing some no votes coming from the more conservative wing of the party. We've seen Senator Ron Johnson already saying this doesn't work for small businesses, and we've seen Senators Bob Corker and Jeff Flake, who of course are retiring and don't feel like they owe anything to President Trump. They're both a little bit more fiscally conservative. They've raised concerns. So Republicans are kind of needing to wrangle the more conservative wing of the party right now. So having someone like Lisa Murkowski on board, or at least seeming like she's getting on board, is definitely helpful to the Republican caucus.
You know, Senator Corker, I know, Eliza, has said at face value you vote on a tax plan, whether it makes sense or not whether I'm having differences or Twitter or tweeting wars with the President of the United States. I understand that. You can never say it's because this guy has been tweeting me and embarrassing me that I'm going to vote against him. But it is out there, and the bad blood between the president and John McCain, that is out there. What do you make of that?
Right, and Senator Flake has actually said the same thing. I think these guys will probably vote on the merits of the bill. They care more about the Senate as an institution and their party than sticking it to President Trump. And Republicans right now really need a win. I think there'll be a lot of resentment of the party if they go against a bill just to hit Donald Trump.
But they can argue back, can't they? That, like, I know in Corker's case, big, deficit hawk. Well, wait a minute. This goes way beyond just merely adding $1.5 trillion to the debt over the next 10 years, which was factored in. And I think he was okay with that. But he might just say, no, the numbers don't add up, and use that as his reason.
Exactly, and that's where we're seeing there is a lot of spending in this bill, and it could really raise the deficit massively. So if you have fiscal hawks already, and they don't really feel that they owe anything to the president, they're on their way out, that combination makes it more likely for them to be a no vote, or at least raise concerns, which they have been.
What is your gut on this? They wanted to get this done, presumably even before December 12th, that election in Alabama that could produce a Democratic senator, too early to say. But to avoid that, get it done by then. Is that even doable?
It's doable, but it's tough. I mean, we've seen the House pass their tax bill so far. The Senate Finance Committee has passed theirs. It is different than the House bill. So the full Senate still has to vote on that. If they approve that bill, then they have to go to something called conference, where they reconcile the differences, and then they vote on that bill. So that's still 2 more votes in a conference before December 12th. It's a tight timeline. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, well, it's possible I could lose 50 pounds too, but we'll see. All right, thank you very, very much, Eliza. Great seeing you again. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving.